Most traders never become profitable. Not because they don't know the charts, not because they don't have a strategy, but because they never survive the 7 stages of psychological chaos before they reach control. I lived through all 7. I blew accounts. I lost sleep. I hated myself after bad trades. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how I moved from chaos to control, stage by stage. If you've ever felt like the market is working against you, this video is your map out. I'm Dominique Gibeon, and this is the Sigma Trader. I don't care about indicators. I don't care about fancy setups. I care about the mind behind the screen. In the next 15 minutes, you'll learn the 7 psychological stages every profitable trader goes through, what your mind is doing at each stage, how to recognize where you are right now, and the exact mental shifts that move you to the next level. This is not theory. This is my story, and the story of almost every trader who eventually becomes profitable. Let's start at stage 1, chaos. Stage 1 is chaos. This is where most traders live forever. You enter trades based on feelings. You chase losses. You move stop losses. You take trades outside your plan because this one feels different. Your mind is screaming, this trade has to work. If I just win this one, I'll be okay. You're being punished by the market. At this stage, you see the market as something personal, something against you. You don't have a process. You don't have rules. You have hope. And hope is not a strategy. The psychology here is simple. You're trying to control the uncontrollable. You want certainty in a game built on uncertainty. The first step out of chaos is admitting I don't have control. I never did. That's painful, but it's the first crack in the wall. Stage 2 is denial. You've had a few wins. Maybe you even had a good week. And your brain says, I'm almost there. I just need a better indicator. I just need one more course. I just need to tweak this one thing. You refuse to see the real problem. It's not the setup. It's not the broker. It's not the news. It's you. In denial, you blame everything except yourself. You blame the market manipulation. You blame your broker. You blame your time zone. You blame your emotions, but you don't change them. The psychology here is self-protection. Your ego is too strong. Admitting the truth would hurt too much. So you keep chasing the same cycle. Hope, trade, loss, blame, hope again. The shift out of denial is brutal. You must say out loud, it's me. Not the market, not the broker. Me. That's the moment you start growing. Stage 3 is frustration. Now you know you need a plan. You've written rules. You've watched videos. You've even made a trading journal. But you still can't follow it. You say, I know I shouldn't take this trade. I know I should wait. But I just have to. You watch your plan being destroyed in real time.
and you feel powerless. This is one of the most painful stages, because now you see the gap. You know what to do, but you can't do it. The psychology here is a war between your short-term impulses and your long-term goals. Your brain wants instant relief. It wants to trade now. It wants to win now. It doesn't care about next month. It doesn't care about next year. The shift out of frustration is not more knowledge. It's not more rules. It's identity. You stop saying, "I'm trying to be a disciplined trader," and you start saying, "I am a disciplined trader, even when it hurts." You stop negotiating with your impulses. You just don't do it.
Stage 4 is blame. This is the stage where many traders quit. You've tried everything. You've followed your plan. You've controlled your emotions. And you still lost money. Your mind screams, "If only I had started earlier. If only I had more capital. If only the market wasn't so manipulated. If only someone would give me a real signal." Blame is seductive. Because if it's someone else's fault, you don't have to change. But blame keeps you stuck. The psychology here is fear of responsibility. If you take full responsibility, you also take full power. And that's terrifying. The shift out of blame is this. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" And you start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" You stop seeing losses as attacks. You start seeing them as feedback. That's the moment you stop being a victim and you start becoming a trader.
Stage 5 is acceptance. This is the turning point. You finally accept, "I am 100% responsible for my results." No one is coming to save you. No guru, no signal group, no perfect strategy. Just you and the market. Acceptance is not resignation. It's not giving up. It's the opposite. It's saying, if it's my fault, then it's also my power. If I created this chaos, I can create this control. At this stage, you stop fighting the market. You stop fighting losses. You stop fighting reality. You accept uncertainty. You accept that losses are part of the game. You accept that you will be wrong often. And strangely, that makes you calmer. The psychology here is alignment. You stop resisting what is, and you start working with what is. That's when your mind becomes quiet. And that's when you're ready for discipline. Stage 6 is discipline. Now you finally do what you say you'll do. Not because it's easy, but because you said you would. You don't overtrade. You don't revenge trade. You don't move your stop loss. You don't chase entries. You wait. And when there's no setup, you do nothing. This is where most traders fail. Because doing nothing feels like missing out. But for you, doing nothing is part of the plan. The psychology here is identity again. You're not trying to be disciplined. You are disciplined. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't make exceptions. You don't say, just this one trade. You say, no, not today. And that's it. At this stage, trading becomes boring. And that's a good thing. Boring is safe. Boring is consistent. Boring is profitable. Stage 7 is control. Not control over the market. You never get that. Control over yourself, your emotions, your impulses, your attention, your time. At this stage, you don't need to be right. You don't need to win every trade. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You know your edge. You know your process. You know your psychology. And you trust yourself to execute. Your mind is quiet. You're not chasing. You're not hoping. You're not praying. You're just executing. The psychology here is mastery. You've rewired your brain. You no longer seek dopamine from wins. You no longer fear losses. You see the game as it is, a series of probabilities. And you are the edge, not the setup, not the indicator. You. So ask yourself, which stage are you in right now? Chaos? Denial? Frustration? Blame? Acceptance? Discipline? Or control? Be honest. Don't lie to yourself. Because once you know where you are, you know where to go. Your action step today is simple. Write down, I am in stage, then write. The next stage is, then write. One thing I will do this week to move there is, that's it. One sentence, one action, one step forward. If this video helped you, do 2 things. First, subscribe to the Sigma Trader. We don't talk about indicators here. We talk about the mind behind the trades. Second, comment below. I am in stage. Let's see where everyone is on this journey. Because you're not alone. Every profitable trader went through these 7 stages. You will too. From chaos to control. I'll see you in the next one.